Sometimes you have to make the ultimate decision and leave and get a divorce, because it's just so much going on and people are getting STDs. But don't throw that onto those of us that are protecting the honor of our marriage.
Warning, viewer discretion is advised. The content, viewed as an educational material you are about to experience, could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if your feelings bruise easily, this might be the time to click away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships and co-author of the new book, Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. Now, in this video, I'm going to address another topic that is really important, and it's asked a lot of us as we are in polygyny. Our husband, Coach Nazir, practices polygyny, and we know what we're saying because we've been corrected, which is the practice of having more than one wife, not to be confused with having more than one spouse, be it male or female. Now, with that out the way, let's talk about STDs and frenemies in polygyny. Now, many times, and I know why, I think we all know why, it is said that women and men that are in relationships that are, or marriages that are polygynous are full of STDs. I've never had STD in my life. Never. Now, because I'm clean, our husband's clean, my co-wife is clean. Does that mean everybody that practices polygyny is? No, it doesn't. People in monogamy get STDs. So when we start getting in the spaces of polygyny, then it's STDs. You all are full of disease. Oh, it's so disgusting. We go to the doctor like anyone else and make sure that we're healthy all around. And we're not stepping out and doing all this stuff. My co-wife and I don't have a sexual relationship. We have monogamous marriages to our husband, Coach Nazir. I'm monogamously married to him. He's monogamously married to her. We're practicing Muslims. We're clean people. That has to be said because we've been accused of, like many, of having STDs. And we know that there's men out there that are sampling. There's women out there that are sampling and stepping out of their marriages and doing all this stuff and sleeping with all these people. And then they say, okay, yeah, I'm in polygyny, but I'm sampling all of these people. Like whoever I want, or switching wives and sharing husbands and doing all these different things. And then when you see someone or people that are healthy with their intention and with their body and protecting what comes out of their mouth and what is between their legs, they still get the label of disease. People are going to think whatever they want to think. But I'm here to tell you, everybody doesn't operate the same way. Some people do practice polygyny in a very heinous way, and they are catching diseases and doing all this stuff. I won't even mention it on here, but you can imagine, or you've maybe heard or possibly experienced some of this. There are people that practice monogamy in disgusting ways. There are people that practice polygyny in disgusting ways. They're out there. You're not going to ignore the fact that they are. And it's hurting a lot of people and putting people in harmful situations, life-threatening situations. But there are those of us that do not just slang our parts all over the place recklessly. And we do honor monogamy. We do honor polygyny. And we have health practices, being clean. And not saying this thing where it's, I'll act this way in front of them and behind closed doors, I'm somebody else. That's a frenemy. Somebody that's smiling in my face, using me, doing all this stuff, and then just discarding me. But I'm going to act like this in front of you. But behind the scenes, I'm low down and dirty. We have to talk about this because whether you're married or not, you need to be doing wealth and wellness checks on yourself. You need to do that. That's part of self-care. Asking questions. I'll give you an example. I knew this one dear friend of mine years and years ago, and people grow apart and they lose touch. It was no big issue. Like when we see each other, it's back to, hey girl. And she's shared this publicly because she had to. It came to a point, and I won't name names or people, but she said to me, you know what, I begged him because he kept cheating on me. He wouldn't get other wives, keep cheating. He said, and I discovered that I'm feeling away because you're putting me in danger. And they ultimately got divorced. She said, if he's going to be out here running around doing things, then I'm not going to be with him anymore. She said, and I begged him to practice polygyny because at least I knew where he was and who he was with. Does it happen all the time? No. But it's not some anomaly where, all these men are running around doing whatever they want to do physically when they're married to two women. Now, that taught me a valuable lesson. That taught me that you can't judge a book by the cover, but you have to look into its content. And she told me, I said, you begged him for it? She said, yeah, because, when you reach a point when somebody's just reckless and just being out there, she said, I had women coming onto my porch with their children, telling me he had fathered their children. Women, not a woman, women. Multiple times. She said, I begged him to be honorable and practice polygyny. Have more than one wife. Now, was that the solution to their growing problems? Maybe not. But she said, you know what? At least that's an honorable practice and I know where you are. But it got so out of hand, she said, I couldn't anymore. And I respect that. Sometimes you have to make the ultimate decision and leave. And get a divorce because it's just so much going on and people are getting STDs. But don't throw that onto those of us that are protecting the honor of our marriage and slapping these generalizations on us. I'm talking to more than just, about my family. I'm talking to those of us that really are out here making sure that we're protecting ourselves and those that love us. So I don't run around and do stuff with men that I'm not married to. I'm married to one man. Coach Nyla is married to one man, and we have the same husband. And so we say, well, you share him. We share him with the world. We share him with his brothers. We share him with his mother. We share him with his children. The audience that we have. So this is not just about two women sharing a man. Now, again, clean practices. And we have intentions. And we know we're bound by certain practices. And we don't have the desire to step out on those practices. So I wanted to make sure I addressed that because it does happen, unfortunately, that people do get STDs and they need to see a doctor if they think they might have it. I'm not a doctor, but I'm a coach. And I will tell you that clean men don't practice polygyny or tolerate polygyny with dirty women and vice versa. If that's something that's going on, you have to be very, very, very careful with yourself and your health and your intentions upon you and those that you love. I love the people in my family, and I'm going to protect my family at all costs with everything that I am, and they do the same for me. But we know these things happen. We won't ignore them. Sometimes we got to get on here and talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. and passing around spouses and wives and being all, I mean, just, it gets out of hand and people do get sick and they end up with something that they can't get rid of. So with that being said, I hope you got some gems from this video. Be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. And then also with that, I just want to add something very quickly. When people would throw that my way, then I made it my job to stop it before it even started. They're going to think whatever they want to, but when you come up to me with it, then and I redirect you, you have to be very careful at hurling accusations, because even in that, there's so much disrespect, and some people mean to disrespect you with it. They mean to hurt you with it. Aren't you scared of disease? And then I get to say, what are you trying to say about my co-wife and my husband? And if they mess with me, what you trying to say about my co-wife and our husband? I've had to say that. Because don't be disrespectful. Because you don't get to tell me that I know two people that are clean and they know I'm a clean person and we're practicing Muslims, that they're now dirty because that's how you feel? Oh, no. Another video. Even if I have to do a part 2, I'll do a part 2. It doesn't bother me one bit at all because I'm absolutely unafraid to talk about this. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about and not ignored. These things are happening. So we want to keep the conversation going on this subject and many others. But until we do, if we do another part, let me know if you guys want to hear part 2 of this video, because we can talk about it. And we also talk about that and more in our book, Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. And you can pick up that book at letstalkpolygamy.com for details. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys with some GLC. Make sure you're growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.